This is application problems for 7.6 day 2. To review with you, here's the compound interest formula that you learned earlier in this chapter. A is the end amount, P is the initial, R is the interest rate in decimal form, N is the number of compounds, and T is the time in year. So you already have that in your notes. What I want to talk about is compound interest when it's compounded continuously. Whenever you see the word continuously, we use this formula called the pert equation. A equals PE raised to the RT. Go ahead and write down what these pieces are. A is the end amount again, P is the initial, R is the interest rate in decimal form, and T is the time in year. Go ahead and pause if you need to. All right, here's our first example. So we have $1,000. So that is your principal. So go ahead and write down P equals 1,000. We are going to save for 8 years. So T is 8. Write that down. And then our interest rate the bank gives us, R equals 7.6%. If you remember, we have to convert that to a decimal form, so we move it 2 places to the left. So it's 0.076. And it says, how much money will we have if it's compounded continuously for 8 years? So now we're going to go ahead and throw those values into the pert equation. So A equals P, the initial $1,000, E, which remember is 2.71, which we will use the calculator for, raising it to the 8, or 0.076 times 8. Now it's a good idea to do your exponent piece first. So 0.076 times 8. .076 times 8 is 0.608. Now we're set. Enter in your calculator. E, 0.608. And if you enter that, you get approximately 1.836. Now multiply that by 1,000. The end amount after 8 years is $1,836.75. The next example, how long does it take for an investment to triple at an annual interest rate of 6%? And we're just going to pretend, it doesn't tell us what the amount is, but let's just make it really easy on ourselves. $1 is what we're going to start with. So this is our initial value. So our P is $1. And we want the interest rate to be 6%. So our R is 6%. So in the formula, it's going to be 0.06. Now think about the T. The T is unknown. We don't know how long that's going to take. So T is our unknown. And then A, if we think about how long does it take for an investment to triple? So 3 times its initial investment. So if we pretend that we have $1, at the end we'll have $3. Now let's go ahead and substitute our pieces in to our pert equation. So $3 is our end amount, $1 is our initial amount, E raised to the R, 0.06, and then T is unknown. And what we're going to do is we're going to solve this equation for T like we did earlier in our lesson when we were solving it for X. So the first thing we want to do is we want to divide both sides by 1. So we have E raised to the 0.06t. Well, 3 divided by 1 is 3. Now what we want to do is we want to remove that exponent. So we could take the natural log of both sides. So the natural log of 3, the natural log of E, and then 0.06t. Now the natural log of E, remember they undo each other. They are inverses of each other. So we get 0.06t on the right, and then the natural log of 3 on the left. Now the last thing is to divide both sides by 0.06. the natural log of 3 divided by 0.06 equals t. So the time is approximately, now you enter it on your calculator, the natural log of 3 divided by 0.06 is 18.3 years for your initial investment to triple in value. I think we'll save this one for a warm-up. We're now done with our lesson.